So always keep your baby well carried. Don't allow the child to fall, or the child may find some way to get back at you in the end. They tend to resent being dropped.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, look at that one. Right?
Yes, in the teeming metropolis of today, it is possible to get to the primordial nature of things, despite our bustling technological civilization.
If my 3D glasses are put on inside out, will the movie be in 3D negative?
Yeah, -3.
No, it won't. Because you can't put them on inside out. You simply shift the polarization to different eyes. But you have two eyes, two colors, and two ways to track the delightful and debatable illusion of the third dimension. Unless you're of an excessively experimental bent, I would suggest, as always, follow the manufacturer's instructions.
Several of you probably found that out, right? Who did that during the movie?
No.
Did you? What did you find out? Anything?
They
There's no
disappeared.
third dimension.
The people that really did it are gone.
There was no third dimension.
No, the people that said that already left. There
No, they
was a third dimension.
They disappeared.
No, there wasn't. There's only two now.
The people that said that, don't fall for that.
Two now.
That's a two-dimensional heresy. Don't fall for
It's
that.
like there was 11 and then when we lost now.
Yeah.
So now it's 2. According to the
Okay, no,
shooting.
all right. Well, what is the story behind your red cap?
The story behind it?
Yes. What is the story, Dr. Hal, behind
Am I supposed to know
your
what happened
red
to it
cap?
before it came into my
Well,
possession?
maybe the question really is, how did you come about obtaining such a fine piece of haberdashery there?
Well, there is an answer, and it is a true answer, an explicit and historic, accurate answer. And because it is the specific answer to this question, it's not really entertaining at all. It doesn't have a punchline. It will fail to entertain. But
Okay.
you have observed that we have a talking 8-ball to answer the questions of bikers who do not choose to put money in their envelopes.
I have to admit, there's been no pikers here tonight.
That's right.
Everybody
This is an audience
This is
of
a high-class
true
audience.
high-class people, and we salute you. But there are those who don't, and so for that we have the talking 8-ball. The talking 8-ball and the hat come from the same place, and that place is underground cartoonist Leslie Sternberg of New York City, of Manhattan's fabled East Village. Leslie Sternberg thought that I needed the hat and the 8-ball. Therefore, she provided them. Ever since, we have used them. And the hat has followed me into the trackless wastes of the Black Rock Desert. It has followed me to X-Day, the annual Subgenius Suck-Off. It has followed me to remote areas when the Subgenius Film Festival that you know all about has taken place. And it has served me well in all of those places. The hat that I wear as a traditional transitional hat is an actual Moroccan fez that I got a year or two ago in Amsterdam. But this isn't Moroccan. I don't know what it is. It might be rock and roll.
Okay.
To provide a unique brand of
it.
entertainment for the beloved audience of the Ask Dr. Hal show. And as long as this hat lasts, and as long as I last, we will endeavor to answer your questions in our own special way.
That's a yes.
All right.
There they are.
Well,
It
fortunately, you don't
seems
have
like
to
I'm thrown in here with you.
Well, I'll answer for your side of the question, but you
Okay.
can chip in if you feel
Okay.
I've inadequately represented
Maybe it's
your
just, maybe it's just like people in general. I don't know. Okay, here it is. If you, maybe that means the whole human race. I don't know.
It might.
If you were geniuses, wouldn't you guys be rich?
So
That's why we're sub-geniuses?
we are not geniuses. We are sub-geniuses. And
That gives us an excuse
are
for not
different
being rich.
from regular geniuses. I like to say that the word genius is cognate to the word genie. You know what that is? You rub the lamp and out it comes. It might not resemble Barbara Eden at all. It might be dangerous. It might be an efreet, as they call it. But it is a spirit. And genius actually means spirit. Genie is the plural of the Latin genius, which means spirit. So, if one is a sub-genius, the word sub, or the prefix sub, means under. It means that you are operating under the direction of a spirit, under your own spirit, and not anybody else's spirit, especially not under the artificial spirit of what we sub-geniuses call the conspiracy. A sub-genius goes his own way. And you know what happens to people who go their own way? They're usually not rich. Because you have to give a little to get a little. You have to go along with somebody else to get along. That's what you have to do. And if you are of an uncompromising bent, you can not be rich. But you can perhaps live the fabled life of an art bum. And like the founder of the Church of the Subgenius, J.R. Bob Dobbs himself, surf the luck plane and exist without the appurtenances of getting and spending.
Whatever happened to X Day? Wasn't
Whatever happened?
1998 supposed to be the year of the Ubermen? I can only interpret.
Who asked this impertinent question?
I don't know, but certainly impertinent.
Anonymous person, and for obvious reasons. Well, it is true that in the original book of the Subgenius, we did predict the end of the world for July 5th, 1998. And every religion has predicted its end of the world, and every religion has found that it doesn't end on that date. Why? Because it is not given to man to know the hour of his departure. As it says in the Christian scriptures, ye never know when the Master cometh. But we know that whenever it is, it will be, in some sense, July 5th, 1998. It simply means that the calendar is out of sequence, out of step with our sacred scriptures, which could not possibly be wrong. So perhaps the real 1998 might better be written as 2009. Yes, yeah. 2009. Right. Now there is a conflicting theory, which I might as well mention in the spirit of completeness. The conflicting theory is that when J.R. Bob Dobbs wrote down the figure of 1998, he actually did not write that figure. He handed it in, and it was interpreted as that figure, but it was interpreted upside down. If you turn 1998 upside down, you get the real year for the end of the world. And so you can see
8991?
8991. So we all have a little room to breathe easier. Unless that 8991 actually turns out to be this year, 2009. Because nothing says that this year dates from the foundation of the Christian religion. That's right. Not what we subgeniuses are involved in. In ancient Rome, all dates were from AUC, Ab Urbe Condita, the foundation of the city of Rome. The Chinese have a different system. Africans have a different system. And although we have inherited the Christian system of naming our years from the supposed birth of the supposed Messiah, Jesus the Christ, it could be that the actual foundation of this date lies in the past a little bit farther, and the Master will come a little bit sooner than any of us, except the true inspired subgeniuses, can suppose.